The distress signal pierced through the void of space like a desperate scream. Commander Zixtal of the Galactic Peacekeeping Council received it in the dead hours of the station's night cycle. His four eyes widening as he processed the garbled message from the mining colony on Kepler 442b. This is Colony Director Mayor An. Under attack. Unknown hostiles, please. Send military support immediately. Zixtal's mandibles clicked nervously. The colony housed over 50,000 Zenthari civilians, miners, engineers, families. The attackers were identified as the Kreshnak, a savage species that had rejected all diplomatic overtures and had been terrorizing the Outer Rim for cycles. Within hours, the council convened an emergency session. The holographic projections of various species leaders flickered to life around the circular chamber. Representative Quilan of the Hydraxians spoke first, her translucent form undulating with concern. We must respond, but our nearest fleet is 3 standard weeks away. The colony will fall long before we arrive. The Kreshnak have siege equipment, added General Torvas, his reptilian features grave. They'll breach the colony's defenses within 48 hours. We need a rapid response team. Zixtal felt the weight of impossible mathematics pressing down on him. Then a new voice entered the chamber, smooth, confident, and unmistakably human. The Terran Confederation can have assets on site within 12 hours. Ambassador Sarah Chen materialized in holographic form, her dark eyes steady. The chamber fell into an uncomfortable silence. Humanity had only joined the Galactic Council 3 years prior, and their reputation complicated matters. Ambassador Chen, Zixtal began carefully. We appreciate the offer, but this requires experienced peacekeepers. The Kreshnak are extremely dangerous. Sarah's lips curved into something that wasn't quite a smile. Commander, you asked for help. We're offering it. But I should be transparent. The only units we can deploy that quickly are from our Special Operations divisions. Special Operations? Quilan's form rippled with confusion. Surely you mean your military police or security forces? No, Sarah said quietly. I mean the most dangerous operators humanity has ever produced. Tier 1 units, the kind of humans we typically keep very far away from polite galactic society. The chamber erupted in multilingual objections. These were meant to be rescue operations, not whatever barbaric exhibition humans might provide. But the mathematics remained unchanged. Help from Earth or no help at all. Finally, Zixtal made his decision. Deploy your forces, Ambassador, but they operate under Council observation. Understood, Sarah replied, though I doubt you'll be able to keep up with them. 12 hours later, 3 unmarked human vessels dropped out of FTL Drive on the edge of the Kepler 442b system. No fanfare, no broadcasts, just a whisper of exotic matter and sudden presence. From the Council observation ship, Zixtal watched through long-range sensors as 30 figures separated from the human vessels. They wore sleek armor that seemed to absorb light itself, moving through space with the precision of orbital mechanics. They're not using assault pods, observed Lieutenant Kexry, his voice betraying confusion. They're free-falling? Through atmosphere? Humans possess higher tolerance for kinetic stress, Zixtal muttered, though even he found this approach unsettling. What are those markings on their armor? The sensor officer magnified the image. Each human wore different insignia, but all shared one common element, a small Earth symbol with a single word beneath it in various human languages. Quiet professionals. The 30 humans hit the atmosphere at speeds that should have incinerated them. Their armor flared with dispersed heat as they guided themselves toward the colony with minute adjustments, becoming meteors with intent. Meanwhile, the Kreshnak had breached the outer wall. Their warriors, massive, four-armed creatures bred for combat, poured through the gap, their war cries echoing across the settlement. The Zenthari defenders fought valiantly, but they were miners and engineers, not soldiers. The Kreshnak commander, Grultok, bellowed in triumph as another defensive position fell. Victory was moments away. Then the sky began to fall. 30 streaks of fire descended upon the battlefield. The humans hit the ground at terminal velocity. Their armor absorbing impacts that would have pulverized most species. They rose from smoking craters, weapons already in hand. Contact, one human transmitted calmly as if commenting on weather. What followed defied everything Zixtal understood about combat. The humans moved like nothing he'd ever witnessed. flowing between cover like water, their weapons speaking in precise, controlled bursts. Each shot found its mark. Each movement had purpose. A Kreshnak warrior, massive and armored, charged at one of the human operators. The human didn't retreat. Instead, he stepped forward, sliding beneath the creature's guard and placing his weapon against a weak point in its natural armor. One shot. The warrior fell. "They're not just fighting," Kexri whispered in awe. "They're hunting." The humans didn't group together like conventional forces. They dispersed, each operator moving independently yet somehow maintaining perfect coordination. They communicated in short, efficient bursts, their actions synchronized without apparent orders. One team scaled the colony's walls with impossible speed, eliminating Kreshnak gun positions before the enemy even realized they'd been flanked. Another team moved through the breach itself, their weapons creating a wall of precision fire that pushed the invaders back meter by meter. Grultok rallied his warriors for a final push, assembling over 200 Kreshnak in the colony's central plaza. He roared his challenge to these strange new enemies. The humans responded with silence and violence. Smoke grenades deployed. The plaza became a maze of obscured vision. The Kreshnak, accustomed to straightforward combat, found themselves fighting ghosts. Humans appeared from impossible angles, struck with devastating efficiency, and vanished back into the smoke. When the smoke cleared 5 minutes later, the plaza was filled with unconscious or incapacitated Kreshnak warriors. Not one had been killed. The humans had used non-lethal methods where possible. Even in this chaos, and standing in the center, coordinating medical aid for both Synthari civilians and wounded Kreshnak, were the 30 human operators. Zixtal stood in the colony's command center hours later, watching the humans tend to wounded civilians with the same efficiency they'd shown in combat. One operator, his helmet now removed, gently bandaged a young Zenthari child's arm while making soothing sounds. "Commander," Sarachen's voice came through his communicator. "Status report? Colony secured. Civilians safe. Kreshnak forces neutralized with minimal casualties." Zixtal paused, his voice quiet. "Ambassador, what exactly did you send us?" "The truth?" Sarah's voice carried something that might have been regret or pride. "Humans who've seen too much, done too much, sacrificed too much. We train them, hone them, and then struggle with what we've created. They're dangerous because they have to be, but they're also the first ones who run toward danger when others need help." Zixtal watched as the human operator lifted the Zenthari child onto his shoulders, carrying her toward the medical station while she giggled despite her injuries. "They're warriors," Sarah continued, "but they're also healers, protectors, and above all, human. They know the cost of violence, which is why they're so precise with it. You asked for help, Commander. We sent you the best we have." As the last of the wounded were evacuated and the colony began to breathe again, Zixtal made a note in his official report. "Recommend immediate expansion of Terran Special Operations integration into Council Rapid Response Protocols." Below that, in his personal log, he added, "Today I learned that the most dangerous humans are dangerous precisely because they know how not to be. Perhaps that's what makes them human."